Hi, good afternoon to one and all present here. It's an honor for me to introduce Ms. Isha Bedi, who is a graduate in law from Nirma University, Ahmedabad. She is going to give us a brief introduction about planning for a startup, the legal and ethical aspects, what you should one should aware before we starting up any business. Okay, so we all being the business MBA graduates, some other day we will become entrepreneurs in the near future. So, what are the legal and ethical aspects one should be aware of? That will be dealt in today's session. And over to Isha to give a brief introduction about the topic. Isha, you're on mute. Kindly unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Isha, and today I will be talking about ideas to reality, startups and their legal advancements. And please do stop me if I'm not audible or if there is any network issue or if there is any queries regarding the topic. Okay, so the first thing, first and foremost, when we start talking about any topic, we need to understand what a startup is. As far as a legal definition for a startup, there is no as such a legal definition for a startup that is available, but it is in general defined as a venture that is initiated by its founders and around basically an idea or a problem with a potential for significant business opportunities and impacts. So in the very recent times, that is in the 2022, basically starting from 2020, there has been a lot of reliefs and advantages that have been provided to startups. And the very main advantages that are in general available to them from the legal perspective is that they get to have self-certifications. That is, you can just apply through an online portal, DPITT portal, and you can register yourself for a startup. And there have been tax exemptions that has been provided. And there is also a very cost-effective patent protection. So if a startup applies for any form of patents, it has been given concessions in the amount it has to pay for such a registration as compared to other organizations other than the startup. And finally, that is public procurement norms. So as like without going into the technicalities of the Companies Act, so there is a provision that allows startups to seek for investors through a private placement mode where very compact or any form of regulatory the disadvantages of it is there is a limitation of capital liability. Person, then comes mutual trust, as promoter. After its name, there is LTD, then there is private or public. So if there is only company name and limited, it's considered as public limited companies. For example, are the Reliance Industries and Bhartiya Airtel. So these are very huge, and all of you will know. So whatever assets and liabilities you own is something you should be very, very well aware of in order to take any form of decision regarding which business structure, that is the four of them, which of them suits for the assets and liabilities that you have. So it is very fundamental to be very aware of your assets and liabilities in order to decide upon a business structure. Next one is you need to also decide what will your ownership structure be. So whether the startup in order to hold the under the emblem of the usage of emblems, they don't violate this law. And finally, the last one is which is the best form of business structure.
Hi,
So let
good
me know if
afternoon to
you
one
have
and
any
all present
questions regarding what
here.
I've spoken
It's
or
an honor
anything
for
in
me to
general that
introduce
you want to ask.